Next on Broadway Profiles, Drama Kings. Hamilton director Tommy Kail is here to talk about his amazing Broadway resume and why he and Lin-Manuel Miranda just bought a bookshop. Plus, Twice on This Island will tell you about a two-night live and streaming concert event at New York's newest entertainment venue. And Stand for Change. I'll talk to Vanessa Williams about bringing a powerful new anthem to life for Black Theater United. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is Broadway Profiles, presented by Broadway.com. So glad you could join us. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Well, Tommy Kail is one of Broadway's hottest directors. He's got massive hits under his belt, like In the Heights, Freestyle Love Supreme, and of course Hamilton, not to mention the hit miniseries Fosse Verdon. Now, along with longtime collaborator Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's bringing a Broadway legend back to life. I caught up with Tommy at the new Drama Bookshop to talk about his already stellar career and why the bookshop means so much to him. This is a place that, another location, but a place that has been very special to you and your creative genius.
Well, I don't know about that last part. It was important to me. When I first got to New York City in early 2001, I did a show with some friends of mine. I had a little company called Backhouse Productions with a couple of my pals. And Alan Hubby, who ran the bookshop with Roseanne Seelan, said, hey, we're looking for a resident theater company. And they introduced us to this space in the summer of 2001, and that's where we rehearsed all of our early shows. So In the Heights started down there, Freestyle Love Supreme started down there, and so many of the really foundational relationships of my life as a person working in this business and as a human being. There's a line in the Heights. It's a very clear reference to George Bailey and the Building and Loan and the Savings and Loan from It's a Wonderful Life. And this is the closest we had. Like, if the bookshop was not going to be there, it was unfathomable for us to think about a world where it didn't exist, because this place was founded in 1917. There were thousands, tens of thousands of people that it had a significance to, and our story was just one of those stories. But the fact that we are part of a larger group to now reinstate this institution for so many people that cared about it and are going to learn about it, feels like this moment is meeting us at just the right time.
Do you ever wonder who is going to be, maybe in the basement or be here creating? Who's the next you that uses your shop to do what you all have done? Do you ever wonder or think about that?
I do. I think about that all the time, because I think that she's walking around right now, or he's out there, and if this place can be the kind of haven that it was for me. When you work in the theater, everything's so transitory. Shows open and shows close. So you're sort of always on the move. You don't have a place to just be. And I think that one of the opportunities that we have at this shop is it gives you a place to participate physically, not just go there, grab a thing and leave, but to be around the energy of it. And I found it so inspiring to be around the great works of our, of our time and what came before, and be reminded of how we are standing on those shoulders.
So we cannot stop. This is our block in the Heights.
Let's go ahead and talk about In the Heights, because we're right here. I was looking at the Hulu doc before we sat down, and there, is the one part where you and Lynn, come upon the theater, and you're just looking at it like, this is kind of really happening. When you go back to that moment and look at where you are today, what do you think?
Well, it feels the same way as I did walking into the store today. There's some stuff, and there was a documentary about freestyle that you mentioned, and Lynn and I are in the basement theater of the Drama Bookshop in that documentary. Like, we're sitting down there, like these two kids who, with their friends, made this thing. And then it went out into the world, just a few blocks away to the Richard Rodgers. And so to be back in that area, and again, theater is about creating feeling. Theater is about emotion and emotionality. When we save our playbills, we're not saving our playbills because it's a memento that says this person was in the cast, or she directed it, or he directed it. We're doing it to say I was there. And this is what happened to me when I went to that show, and this is what I felt. And I went there with my mother, and I went there with my friend, and I went there with that person that I don't talk to anymore. Whatever happened to him, all of those things are swirling around. And so I think to walk into the bookshop, where every play that is on the shelf here had some production, where countless people felt that. I think it's why we all feel so connected to that, and why I think there's a pervasive feeling in here of embrace.
Television. Do you think you're ever going to go back into doing some more for TV?
Sure.
Yeah. Are you looking at anything yet?
I have a little television production company.
A little television production.
Which is actually the name of my company. is the address of the house George Bailey buys in It's a Wonderful Life, which is 320 Sycamore. So yes, I have some things that I'm cooking right now that are sort of, they're on the gas range being stirred, you know, nothing ready to yet be served. But you know, what I try to do as best I can is bring a lot of my storytelling friends from the theater. I've got a bunch of stuff that is directly related to the theater, other stories about the theater, or people that you know who are up on these shelves here, who have other stories to tell in different mediums. But it's funny, you know, because I ended up doing one of those live musicals, and then I made this television show about Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon. And people say, oh, like, so no more theater for you? I said, I just made a live musical and a show about making musicals. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, where am I going? I can't leave.
And as I was totally captivated by the bookworm statue, guess who happened to walk into the store? Our friend, David Korins. He's the man who designed the Broadway sets for Hamilton and Dear Evan Hansen, as well as the immersive Van Gogh experience. That's going on display around the country this year. Turns out, he also designed the bookworm and the rest of the new drama bookshop.
All custom made specifically for this venue and for this purpose, bookcases and casework, all of it. Obviously, this is our coffee bar. I had a cup this morning. I had like the first cup this morning. I was like, it's good coffee. I can vouch for it. What's happening overhead, obviously breaking through this wall, is our, you know, bookworm. And in my very first meeting with Tommy and Jeffrey, I said to them, you know, I feel like you guys are doing this incredible thing. You are kind of single-handedly saving this institution. And it's one thing to make a shop, right? And make it feel warm and welcoming and a place that embraces community. Yes, they're gonna do that. But we should also, because we're theater makers, find a way to kind of eventize it. And so I said, I don't know what this means, but it would be cool to have some form of like architecture made with books. And so that kind of meandered around the bookcases and all this stuff and found its way and spiraled around, and they were like, that sounds cool. And then Tommy said, it might be kind of interesting if it was actually a timeline. And so it's actually a timeline of theater history, starting with the Greeks.
Oh, wow.
All the way down.
Wow.
It travels over 2,400 years of theater history and lands down there around 2020, where we ended construction.
Right.
And it's 3,500 pounds, 140 feet long, 2,500 books. And Tommy walked in this morning, he's like, oh, this thing actually turned out better than we thought. It's one thing to scribble it on a piece of paper, it's another thing to like make it happen.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of things in person these days, and we're impressed by them all.
It's true, like the books exist.
I love that though. So did somebody single-handedly pick out, I mean, you had to, right?
We did,
yeah.
No, we single-handedly picked it out and kind of strung them through. There's a big metal armature that runs down the middle of it, and Hudson Scenic built it. They're also the scene shop that builds Hamilton.
Sure,
so
sure.
we know them.
Yeah, you've heard of them before, right?
And they did an incredible job, and you know, engineering it and building it.
New York City just christened a brand new park in the Hudson River. It's called Little Island, an island park that includes an outdoor concert venue. And that's where Broadway comes into the picture. Broadway Inspirational Voices is holding a huge concert event blending gospel and Broadway show tunes. Paul Wontorek spoke with BIV's director, Michael McElroy.
After serving as director of the Tony-winning nonprofit choir Broadway Inspirational Voices, Michael McElroy is stepping down. But that doesn't mean he has an empty plate. We met right here at New York's brand new Little Island to find out what he's up to.
It's a rainy day, but we are in like New York City's newest performance space.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
Welcome to Little Island. It's an incredible space for the community, space where we can commune with nature, but also the arts. So we have these wonderful theatrical spaces that, you know, I'm one of the artists in residence that gets to come here and play and be a part of, you know, coming back out of the pandemic into community again in New York City. My favorite thing is to come from 13th Street entrance through those pillars and just come through, and it just feels like you're coming into like a fairyland kind of magic place. But all that was done with great intention, and then this is what we want to do. This is what we were dreaming about. Now we got to figure out how to make it happen because it's never been done before. And we get to have my farewell concert here.
You are stepping down from your inspiring leadership of Broadway Inspirational Voices. It's been amazing, but it's also just a huge part of your life. So you are actually, this is a transitional moment for you.
I love Broadway Inspirational Voices. It'll always be a part of me. The reason that it came about was during, the height of the AIDS epidemic, when there was something that we needed in our community to feed our souls, right? And so I went to Tom at Viola at Broadway Care and said, I want to do this benefit. It turned into an annual benefit, went from 11 members like Alice Ripley and Billy Porter, Adrian Lennox to, now over 80 members. And we became a nonprofit, have outreach programs that run all year round, and it's just grown in performances and things that we've done. But also, you have to know when it's time to move on, right? And allow the next generation of artists to come in and take BIV to the next level, and that's what I'm excited about.
Right now we're in a sort of healing place.
Yes.
What is it like for you watching maybe the conversations that are happening right now, knowing that you have been bringing people together with BIV all these years in song and in sort of inspiration?
What was a part of the beginnings of BIV was that I wanted to take this music that I had grown up with, this legacy of gospel music, and a big part of that, the mission was that it would be a diverse group of singers, right? Because I wanted to bring it and show that it was possible that this music, outside of the religious dogma, could actually touch and heal people, right? And our theater community is such a community of misfits, I call us, because we all are coming from somewhere else and wanting to be accepted, and we find our tribe, our community in the theater industry. And a lot of us carry a lot of hurts from being not fully accepted where we come from, right? And so I wanted to show that a diverse group of singers could sing this music that is steeped in the African American experience, but all of us could sing it and bring healing to people so that people could come and laugh and cry and celebrate and know that they were fully accepted. The choir gets to come back into community here in a space that was built for the community. It just feels like a gift to have it. And so the choir gets to open it, and then I get to be here for 3 years, bringing all kinds of new work and celebrating new artists, some artists that we know, some new people who might not have the opportunity if not for this space. So I'm just excited about the potential of what the little island will be, a healing space for our city and our community.
The live concerts on Little Island sold out in a hurry, but you can still stream the performances on Broadway.com coming up June 30th. Black Theater United is out with a powerful new anthem and a new music video. This is Stand for Change. Black Theater United was formed last summer in the spirit of activism, advocacy, and creating lasting change in the theater community. I had a chance to talk with Tony nominee Vanessa Williams about the origins of Stand for Change and what it means to BTU.
Well, so how have things been going during the shutdown and everything for you? I know we're all waiting for Broadway to come back, and there's been some movement recently.
Yeah, well, I was on the West End in London, ready to open City of Angels. We were a week away from opening, and Broadway shut down that previous Wednesday, and we thought, okay, maybe London's gonna muster through, and they shut us down 5 days later. So I ended up coming home. I would say the most serious end of everything was after George Floyd. I got a call from Audra McDonald, who reached out to all her friends and said, guys, what can we do? So we created Black Theater United.
Let's talk about the organization as a whole and what people need to know and what you're doing.
We are an advocacy group. We've got mentorships. We've been able to do these amazing town halls, which we started out with when we first came together in June. We want to be an advocate for taking action and making change.
Take a step for change.
one of our recent ones, which just came out, is our single called Stand for Change, which came to me from one of my dear friends who wrote one of my biggest hits, Save the Best for Last, Phil Galston, who is a professor at Steinhardt at NYU. And Dave Schroeder, another professor at Steinhardt, wrote a song after we were all grieving and stunned about George Floyd, and said, I had you, Black Theater United, in mind. Do you think you'd like this? And I played it for our founders, and we all loved it and thought it completely lined up with our mission. And we all recorded it COVID style, like whether it's a mic like this or whether it's on your phone doing voice memos. We broke everyone's line down, and then Karen Ford, who's one of our members, who's one of the only Black female sound mixers on Broadway, she produced all of it and had to sync up all of the vocals and mix them. Then one of our other members, Michael McElroy, who is the head of Broadway International Voices, got all of the choir to sing the background parts, and of course he arranged those. And then we had Muse, which are the Black instrumentalists and musical directors on Broadway, actually play the music. So it was definitely kind of a family production. And then bringing it to life was the hardest because of COVID precautions.
I like how you likened Stand for Change to possibly We Are the World one day, and having that same message that resonates, year after year, and it's timeless.
You can't ignore the change that has happened globally. And it's almost like a giant reset button. Everyone is listening. Everyone is ready to morph and change and restart.
Coming up, Broadway's coming back and it's a whole new world. We'll talk to one of the awesome cast members of Aladdin about why he's just got to dance. This is Broadway Profiles. We'll be right back. You probably know Aladdin has thrilled audiences on Broadway and across the globe for years, and it's one of those shows that we can't wait to see once Broadway returns. It features classic songs and new favorites, incredible sets, and some truly cool dance moves. Well, we talked to one of the awesome members of the ensemble, Josh Drake, about why he's just gotta dance.
I grew up in North Carolina, and I was born in Portland, Maine. And I started dancing at 3. My mom put me in tap shoes once she saw me dancing in front of a music video in my diaper. That's where it started. It was me and 7 girls in a tap class. I stuck with dancing mostly because I was seeing a lot of important and amazing male dancers in my life, I think, mostly through television and through music videos, and also being in school and kind of having that cliche, feedback and like bullying from people was a little tough. So it kind of made me want to prove them wrong in a weird way. Being a homosexual male dancer was tough, so it was sort of like kind of opening everyone's eyes and showing them that it's really an amazing career path, and it's all about the art, it's not necessarily about the gender. The only exposure I had to Broadway or the musical theater was the national tours that came through Charlotte, North Carolina. And for me it was Cats, a chorus line, just being in the theater and feeling that energy was pretty incredible. I moved to New York when I was 18, right out of high school, to go to AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, in 2010. College was amazing. It was a 2-year conservatory, and I was just immersed in the craft. It was kind of an amazing college experience for me because not only was I doing what I loved, but I was also in the city that I loved. The advice that I would give to up-and-comers, whether it's in musical theater or in dancing, would be to never give up and get to the city as soon as you possibly can. There's something about being in the city and being surrounded by what we do that really drives you, and really, really never give up.
Human connection is something everyone is longing for as the world gets back to normal. On Broadway, Come From Away is the musical hit that has touched audiences with its powerful story about people coming together in unexpected ways since its premiere in 2017. Visit the Schoenfeld Theater to see what theater fans are raving about and learn the incredible true tale of an isolated community that finds itself playing host to an eclectic array of international travelers after the events of September 11th, 2001.
And if we do return to you, we'll make your cradles rock. Heave away, me jolly pies, we're all bound.
Farewell, you Newfoundland device, you're leaving us alone. Heave away, me jollies, heave away.
Get more info and tickets for Come From Away and all the shows lighting up Broadway again on Broadway.com.
And that's going to do it for us. Until next time, I'm Tamsin Fidel, and this is Broadway Profiles, presented by Broadway.com.